I do have a question.
Okay, we have an answer.
A weird question.
Weird question. Okay, so what's your question of the day?
All right. So my question of the day is, do you have something that you do with a food item that is kind of strange, that just you and this item, or any item, or you do something weird with food, or you have a weird combo?
I put mustard on Cheetos and cold pizza.
Okay, that's weird. That is weird.
If I eat cold pizza, I like it. Just for me, it tastes
Any
better.
mustard or specific?
Just mustard.
Regular, not
Just
like
like-
honey or
Just like
spicy.
no, just yellow mustard. I would, but that was, that wasn't all. I mean, still,
Why do you do
I
that?
grew up. I don't know. It was like a poor kid in the South thing that we did. Like me and all my buddies.
You put that on Cheetos.
Cheetos, yeah.
I've never done that,
did-
so
you
I can't
did-
hate it until I try
You
it.
dip Cheetos in mustard.
Okay, never done that.
Not a lot. You don't want to coat it.
Yeah, you just want a little dab.
Yeah, a little dab.
This was by mistake, and I've actually fallen in love with it.
Nacho cheese and popcorn.
No, I that's not a mistake. That was amazing. I was having tacos, and we didn't have shredded cheese,
Okay.
so I put Parmesan cheese on it because I really wanted cheese.
Mhm.
I freaking love Parmesan cheese
It makes an Italian and Mexican.
on
bro.
my taco.
It makes an Italian and Mexican.
So I literally dumped Parmesan cheese on my taco now. If you haven't tried it,
I won't knock it.
because whenever it like gets on the meat, it kind of like melts just a little. Oh, and I feel like the flavor of the Parmesan cheese is so much better than
Are
the
you
shredded.
talking like Kraft Parmesan cheese or
Yeah.
like fancy Parmesan?
No,
cheese?
Kraft.
Kraft, got you. The
Yeah.
one in the green bottle.
Yep.
That everyone knows.
Yep. So put that on your taco. Tell me if I'm crazy. I think it's delicious. So that's my. It's not really a would you rather. It was a weird question.
I do have a did you know?
Okay.
Did you, so when you read, when you're reading
Very
something,
often.
like you're reading,
Not very often.
but when you are reading a book,
Sure.
do you visualize what you're reading? Like, do you basically have a movie playing in your
Yes.
head? You know, there are people that can't do that.
So what do?
They just read. They just take what they read as fact. Like it's
But I'm saying, like, how do they
whatever the book,
absorb it?
they absorb the story, but they don't have like if you
They can't
said
see it.
if you took a scene and said, "Hey, what do you see?" They're like, "What the book says." Like they don't have the imagination of like a whole creative. Like they don't put pictures and colors.
I think that'd be very boring.
Andrea, the biggest reader I know.
I'm so confused though of how you're not seeing what you're reading.
That's what I don't get. So she said like it's a thing.
Oh.
Like she sees it, but she doesn't visualize. She sees exactly what is being said. Like if I'm reading a book right now, and when they're talking about the fighting scene, I'm not just seeing the person.
I see a crowd.
I see the crowd. I see everything going on. Like I see, but she doesn't. She's like, I literally just read what's on the book and take that's what it is.
I'm not like that.
I
gotta
didn't know
I
that
gotta
was
have a
thing.
whole movie going.
Yeah, I thought if you read, it was because you had an imagination and you saw a movie playing out in your head.
I also think that I associate movies I've seen with the scene I'm reading.
Of course.
Like when you just said fighting scene, never back down. Just popped in my head
I
of them
love Never
fighting
Back
in the
Down.
thing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the We'll See You Later podcast, episode 15, brought to you by Happy Energy and Nutrition, the best energy and protein on the planet. I am your host, Jeremy.
When did you start that?
I don't know. 3 weeks ago?
What's up, everybody? I'm Jordan, and I'm so stoked to be back doing this normally again and not missing.
Me as well.
Man, it's so good to be back. I'm ready for people to start chiming in.
Absolutely.
Tell us what
Getting
they
our
think.
name out there a little bit more. Thank you guys. We're getting a lot more. We are getting followers on some social media now a little
Okay,
bit.
look at us
And we got a guy to
go.
message us
Yeah.
and said he wanted to do like some promotion stuff with us if we wanted to.
Cool.
And he was some Arkansas like wrestling promoter of all things. So yeah. I don't know.
Listen,
If you look at our Instagram, it's in a
there
private
is.
message.
I have a friend in North Little Rock who does like the local wrestling circuit.
That might be him.
And I wanted to know it's a girl.
Oh.
Who did it. Like she did it. Like she trained to do it. And I was like, that'd
That'd be pretty sweet. Well, this weekly podcast here, where we talk all things Arkansas sports and entertainment from our point of view, a fan's point of view. So without further ado, without further ado, I'm guessing we're going straight into the pig walk. We'll go basketball section first.
Yeah, let's go basketball section.
With your ado comment.
Adu?
So
Which one?
Yeah, I know. I hear that the ado from Tennessee is one of the biggest pickups
Oh, absolutely.
right now that they're talking about.
The dude's just, if Kamani Johnson would have been good, that's this guy.
I love Kamani though as the bully.
And I think you're gonna like Adu. I think Adu is gonna end up being your favorite player by the
I
end
hope
of
so.
the year.
I hope so. I'm really big on Davis out of FAU.
It was really hard not to like Adu watching him play against Arkansas.
Yeah, I like
That's-
their energy.
Yeah.
A big energy guy. But the basketball conference schedule has been dropped of who we are playing. Doesn't say when, but home games: Bama, Florida, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas.
Okay.
We have our our two games that we play home and away is LSU, Missouri, Texas. The away games are Auburn, Kentucky, LSU, Missouri, Texas, South Carolina, Tennessee, A&M, and Vandy.
Okay.
I don't know why they did not give us a double with Kentucky, a home and an away game. They should have, because they could have sold out both arenas. But yeah, I don't hate it. I guess
Yeah.
it's a normal schedule for us.
I'm more excited just to see the team we put on the court.
I am too. I don't really care about the other teams yet.
We play, yeah.
But I'm glad that we get Texas home and away. Hopefully that resparks that
Some of
old
that
school
rivalry,
that we were on the back end of.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I feel like we were right at the good part of it with Matt Jones.
Yeah, I just didn't I was so young going through it.
Yeah.
I was a fan, but
You didn't know what you were looking at.
yeah, I didn't really get to absorb it. I saw Matt Jones. I was in junior high. I saw Matt Jones come to Cabot and play in high school.
Okay.
And so same with Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
At Conway.
Oh, I played baseball against that dude.
My buddy played against Peyton Hillis in football and said it was the hardest he'd ever been hit in his life.
I've never seen a ball hit harder than it was first pitch of the first game of the season. And I'm pretty sure Peyton Hillis hit it. I mean, it was a home run in any park.
Yeah.
And he just smoked it.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's Peyton Hillis. And I'm like, who's that? Because I had just moved here. I was from Podunk, nowhere.
Yeah, he's a
Like,
monster.
that's Peyton Hillis. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then, a couple years later, you see him doing what he's doing. I'm like, oh.
He's on
that
the
guy.
Madden cover.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That was great. The Cleveland Browns, baby.
Coolest thing ever.
I loved it when Peyton Hillis took off.
So a little bit of basketball.
Would you say that Peyton Hillis's career was better than Darren McFadden's?
His career, I'd have to look at the numbers. I think maybe for a season he was the beloved one. I think it was because he also was that old school runner where he wouldn't avoid you.
Yeah.
And those guys just are so beloved. But I think he might have had one of the more successful seasons of just fanfare.
We're going to find out.
A fan vote.
While you're talking, I'm going to do some research.
We're going to talk about a little bit here about this past weekend. At the baseball game, we're going to stay with basketball. Coach Calipari was in the stands. Did you happen to see him, Jordan?
I did, yeah. I saw him with two recruits.
He was with DJ Wagner, who's a Kentucky transfer, maybe coming, has not fully committed. We've heard rumors that he is possibly flipping to Arkansas. And then we had 5-star point guard.
Okay.
Darvis Cuffed? A-C-U-F-T.
Okay.
He was the second. He was a 5-star point guard, though.
Freshman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Coming in. I don't know if he's going to sign. He did post on his Instagram the picture with his mom and dad in an Arkansas jersey. Those were the two guys that were here this past weekend. It's something we're used to, and what we want to see, and we didn't this weekend, was we don't want them to leave without signing.
Yeah.
But they did for now. Not sure what they're waiting on or what their decision will be. We have to wait. I literally have been updating my ex over and over again, trying to see if we get anything, and nothing has been announced.
It's been quiet. We kind of knew because he would hype people up. But
Yes.
I think Cal keeps it close to the chest.
He does. Cal has announced that he only wants to give about 8 or 9 scholarships out, as opposed to the allotted, we normally have 12 or 13 guys. The rest will be walk-ons. So he says 7, 8, maybe 9, maybe. He doesn't want to recruit these kids with the way that the transfer portal is now. It's such an open market that he doesn't want to give all these guys money and his training and then go and leave and play against him. Smart move.
You can't build a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Culture.
Not a culture. You can build a culture, but you can't build your NBA resume. Because, like he said, he may teach the kid everything he needs to know. He goes, plays for another coach, goes to the NBA. That coach is getting the credit, not Coach Cal.
True. I'm a little confused by the NIL stuff still. I love that we have it. I love that the money's going out. I wish, and I think that this should be a thing. You should be able to sign kids for a contract. I mean, if they can demand,
they're 18.
well over $1 million now, I think they should sign a contract. Like you have to go. You signed a 1-year NIL deal contract. You signed a 2-year. You signed a 3-year. Should be a contract because I'm giving you the money, and you have to do you're committing to my school. So to me, there should be a contract there. I also think that if we're going to give all the players the power, I would not hate. I don't know how we would do it because of schooling. I think you should be able to trade.
You think trades?
I think trading in college would be the coolest shit we've ever seen. It's like next thing you know, you see like 2 5-star guys going here and we receive. Like that would be the coolest thing ever. And they just pick up contracts off each other. But then that would sway it back to the coach's side, which I love, which I want. But I think that the players should get paid and they should have a voice. 2 guys, possible. Okay. I'm hearing on the rumor mill, I don't know if I want this or not. I'm hearing Jackson Robinson, former Arkansas player, went to Euler, then went to BYU. He declared for the draft. I think he went into the transfer portal after that because he wasn't getting much buzz. There's word. I don't know if it's factual. There's just a little buzz that he might be coming back to Fayetteville or there's an interest there. He went to BYU, so I figured he would try to possibly go to Kentucky. That would just be smarter, I think. But I don't know if that's factual. It's just on the X app, quite a bit of him saying he's committed back in 2021, and everybody's kind of reposting that.
Oh.
Saying hearing things. The guy that I am very interested in, who for the past 3 weeks has posted just emojis on his X account, is Kason Pryor from South Florida. 6'10". I'm a small forward. I don't know what he is technically. Can shoot lights out. 90%.
He's like a 3-4 combo.
Yeah, 90%er from the 3-point line. Average 23.
Did you say 90?
90%er
from the 3-point line.
Or I'm sorry, free throw line. Did I say 3?
You said 3
from the free throw line. That would have been insane.
I was like, oh my god.
23 points a game average at South Florida. I think 9 boards. I mean, the dude's almost a walking double-double for him, which is incredible. He said yesterday, soon, with a little arrow. And then every time that someone has committed to Arkansas, he has posted a little eye emoji or something. Yeah. And so I don't know if that means, it could just be a coincidence when he posts, but it says soon. I don't know if that's this week or not for him, but I would love to have him as an addition. He's a starter.
He would be a starter for sure.
Right out of the gate. But our 1 through 8, 1 through 9, the talent level, it's going to be wild.
And it's so funny that we say that and we talk about how wild it's going to be, but our last couple years has been so good already with who's come in. So it's going to be interesting to see.
So 2 years ago with our freshmen coming in, Anthony Black, Nick Smith, Jordan Walsh, I love that, but they were like the leaders. This year's team is going to have 5-star high school kids coming in to learn from stars and veterans. John L. Davis and Adu and those guys from Kentucky who know his culture. The mash of talent that meets veterans, that meets skill, I think is amazing. Now, the big thing is going to be, once again, we're still going, but the big thing is, can we mash it all together and everybody put their egos down and become one team? We don't know. We hope so, because the amount of money and talent that's on this team should be, an Elite 8 Final Four easily run team. Yeah. It's just going to be what's inside whenever.
Well, I think we have the best. We have the best coach to get that out of them.
Yeah. When your back's against the wall.
So long.
But I think that Kentucky for forever was that one and done. And now with the transfer portal, getting some of these seniors and guys to stay around, because I'm going to get paid a crap ton in college to play lesser talent and not have these rookie contracts I get them. I can almost demand the money, and if I have a great year, I can transfer to an Indiana, and they can pay me $1.5 million, and I don't care if they suck.
Yep.
That's what Homeboy just did. Where's he from?
I don't remember.
Big dude.
I know who you're talking about.
It wasn't Louisville, but he went to Indiana, and it was like, what? But then you saw what they were paying him, and you're like, oh, God, 1.5.
Yep.
Same thing with guy from Duke, Jeremy Roach.
Yeah, Jeremy Roach.
He went to Baylor.
Yep.
And I think that's a terrible move for him when it comes to like why money.
Mm-hmm.
They offered him the bag,
and
he took it. Some honorable mentions, if you care. Some of us do, some of us don't. Last week we talked about it. Battle committed to Gonzaga. We didn't really care. Devo Davis commits to Oklahoma State. That's good for you, though, right? He didn't come back. Jordan didn't like Devo. And then Layden Blocker, which was the weird one for me, went to DePaul. I thought he had a lot more to go somewhere else. I don't know. And then right now, Trevin Brazil is at the combine. They say his draft stock is going up.
It couldn't have gone further down.
Because he is the third highest vertical right now. And they're saying athletically, like they are loving him and his size. So he could get drafted.
His energy dies.
He could get drafted. They said a healthy Trevin Brazil. That's going to be the big question mark. Also,
I think a healthy Trevin Brazil gets bodied by a healthy Daniel Gaff.
Oh, absolutely. But most people are getting bodied by a healthy Daniel Gaff. Like, I must say this. A little Chet from Oklahoma State would get his ass beat, I think, by Brazil, or they would just have one hell of a lesbian fight there. They might. I don't know. But I'm just saying. They both look like them. What else was I going to... Oh, Bronny. Bronny decides to go to the combine.
Gets medically approved after he had his heart condition.
He has one of the highest verticals right now.
Does he really?
Yes. Oh. And went, how long did you say? Without missing
a minute and 15.
A minute and 15.
The entire drill. The drill was a minute and 15 seconds of moving shots just to test
missed.
Just to test your shooting and your stamina while you're tired.
Catch and shoot.
Yeah. It's you have to run to a spot, shoot, run to a spot, shoot. He didn't miss a single shot for the entire drill.
And, I mean, he's looking good. Here's where they said his downfall is. Listed at USC, they put him on their roster at 6'4". He's 6'1" and 3/4.
Yeah. That's like me telling people I'm 6'4".
It's just kind of weird. That will be a problem for him, like draft wise. But here's the bold prediction.
He's going to get drafted by the Lakers.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
No?
He is going to get drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and LeBron James is going back to Cleveland.
Oh.
LeBron James.
But why would you draft him anyways? I don't think
you ready for this? No, you draft him so you can get LeBron, and you get people to fill those seats because no one's going to Cleveland games. Cleveland, round 2, game 4, LeBron James shows up late. LeBron James is never late. Shows up late so that people can see him walk in. He sits in the front.
At the Cleveland Cavaliers game?
Yep. Last night. They call the owner of the Cavaliers had to call the Lakers owner, tell him nothing's going on. Just we're bringing him in so he can see so-and-so's jersey get retired or whatever. They're going for him. They're going for him. He is going to finish his season or his career in Cleveland, and they are going to draft Bronny. Probably second round, but they have to get him
to be second round.
Whoever drafts Bronny knows LeBron's coming.
Yeah,
like that's
he wants to play with his son.
Is the rule. So if someone wants LeBron James,
just draft his son.
Draft his son. Now the big thing is, what if he signed with Cleveland and then someone else drafted him? Like, what would happen? Like, what if he thought he had all this planned out and someone was like, you know what, that, and then they draft him just to piss him off?
I don't know.
Be the best spoiler of all time. I actually want to see Bronny go against his dad.
Yeah.
I want to see Bronny try to cook his dad.
Yeah, we know that.
Nope. But what if it did? But yeah, I don't know.
He's not even the best sibling.
No, his little brother, who's super
Bryson.
tall, that kid can play. He's got to put some meat on his bones, but he's just young. But basketball's not about being big no more.
It's not.
Okay, speaking of basketball, we're going to touch on this really quick.
Touch on it quick.
Very fast. Austin Rivers.
Oh my God.
Did you hear about this?
I heard about it.
I'm not here to judge because I played high school sports and I got an offer
But that's
just in
our
college.
job,
But
though. Our job as fans is to criticize.
yeah, so Austin Rivers makes the comment that he can put 30 dudes
He could
from
take
the
30
NBA
NBA players.
right now and plug them into the NFL, and they would be successful. Bullshit.
No fucking way.
I think you can pull 3 to maybe 5 who can go play right now and be able to survive it.
Survive. I don't even think they could start.
No, I mean, you would have somebody who's a freak.
But
But my thing is, in basketball, you're avoiding contact. Yes, your cardio's through the roof. I get it. You only got pads on.
did you see the rest of his quote? That wasn't the end of the quote.
Oh, there's more.
Yes. More came up,
What'd
and
he
I
say?
saw it. He ended it. He said, I could take 30 dudes from the NBA and go compete right now. All football is catching a ball and running north and south.
No.
That was his whole quote. Like,
I saw. So we've seen a few. Shannon Sharp calls BS,
Oh yeah,
and so did Ryan Clark.
yeah. He
Ryan
said, put some
Clark.
respect on my sport.
Ryan Clark
I
says,
like Ryan Clark.
he said, you put a guy who is 6'5" and up across the middle, I'm splitting him in half. And I don't care who he is.
Yeah.
My job was to knock your dick in the dirt. And a 6'5" guy has a lot of body that I can destroy.
Yep. I ain't gonna miss.
That's where it's not the athleticism,
It's
but it's the physicality.
The first time they get lit up.
You are in a sport that's meant to not be physical. You have to embellish everything.
And
You
I
have to
guarantee-
avoid contact. And NFL is all contact.
I guarantee you, out of 15 of those 30 guys he's going to take, 15 of them are probably going to be the biggest floppers in the league. You don't flop in football. You get hit, you get hit.
I'm not hating on either side. The athleticism on both sides is incredible. Two completely different sports.
Completely.
You cannot sit here and say, like, LeBron James hadn't played football since he was 15.
Nope.
So it's not saying that LeBron James isn't like if you look at LeBron James, yeah, I could say him as a tight end.
What do you think?
But LeBron James, I think if he got lit up by somebody, I don't know how he would respond.
Well,
because for the past 15 years, he has been having to get hit barely and jump 5 rows away. Someone's going to try to destroy you every play, not just once. Like
every play for an hour.
Every play.
60 minutes.
So, I mean, I think that you have a better shot of pulling NFL players right now into the NBA than you do NBA players going into the NFL.
And then baseball could do it all.
I believe so. I don't know about how well, because it's the skill set to shoot a basketball and to do all those moves. I gotcha. Like, that's a skill set in its own that a lot of people do not have. Hitting somebody as hard as you can, play after play after play after play, at a level that is the top 1%ers.
That's my thing is, who's going to play defense from that NBA team?
They're all going to have to be offensive players.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking
Zion.
they're all going to be wide receivers.
Zion could be a defensive end, maybe.
Right, but I also don't know. Like, he can push you around and he's strong, but how many times can you do that?
No, I was just saying, like, who could be on their defense?
Oh, yeah. But I just think, like, he was like Russell Westbrook. Okay, Russell Westbrook is super physical, would be a good safety.
Yeah.
Can he hit someone, get back up, and do it again and again and again? Yeah. I don't know. I think Russ is one of the best athletes. I love Russ. But a Zion would be possibly someone in there. I don't know.
After that, like what?
Anthony Edwards, maybe.
I think Anthony
He
Edwards could be a receiver or a tight end.
But to say 30 dudes can go play in the NFL
now
and be successful, like, and actually think they might be able to play, but once they take that shot, they might be like, nah, I'm done.
I'm good.
Okay, so baseball, college baseball coming into the final weekend of the regular season. Jordan, what are we looking at on strikes up there? Strikeouts.
We got, you have Hagen Smith at 136.
Oh, yeah.
How close is he to the record?
Right there beside it.
Right here?
Yep. 155 is the record.
Shit, he'll have that next game.
I don't know about that.
We got Brady at 68.
Yep.
Molina at 72.
Yep.
And Big Mac coming in at 58.
Yep. This weekend was not good for the pitching staff other than Hagen. Hagen had 11 Ks this weekend, opening game. Will McIntyre had 2 this weekend. Brady had 2, and Molina had 1. Rough start. It's okay, though. Rough start. Hagen Smith, let's talk about him right now before we jump into the standings and everything. Hagen Smith is at 136 strikeouts on the year. The record's 155. But I want to put this in perspective. It's the whole season, by the way. So in 99, David Walling had 155 strikeouts. That team went like 43-22. That guy, he pitched 100. David pitches 121 innings to get to 155 strikeouts. Hagen Smith is at 136 strikeouts in 71 innings. That is 1.9 strikeouts an inning.
That's nuts.
Almost pretty much 2 of the 3 outs every inning with Hagen Smith
Is a strikeout.
is a strikeout. That's special.
That dude is a monster.
His numbers are very, very similar. I thought better. I don't know where his ERA is now because he did give up 3 last game. But his numbers going into this weekend were a little lower on. It was the total number, by the way, by Skeens last year from LSU. His numbers look better than him, and he was the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
So number 1 pitcher to be taken off the board better be Hagen Smith. Number 1, 2, 3, or 4 pick of the draft, no problem.
Well, and he's not playing scrubs.
No,
Like, he's not out here doing this against East Western Carolina State Penitentiary team.
No, well, you're looking at like our 2 and 3 guys who was a Friday guy at Texas Tech.
Yep.
And then you have Brady, who is, I think, an amazing pitcher.
Yeah.
And Hagen they're all against the same team. Hagen had 11, Brady had 2, and Molina had 1. So we're playing the same dudes. New pitching. He's the only one that's consistent. He wasn't even consistent Friday.
No,
Friday was probably the least consistent he's been since his first opening week.
And he still looked phenomenal.
When he did he was losing a little bit of control of his fastball up high and away. Walked the first 2 guys, turned around and struck out the next 5. I mean, unbelievable. But Hogs go 2-1 this weekend. Massive comeback win on Sunday. We must talk about that in a second. But Hogs move up to number 3 in the country. I do believe that if we go 1-2 at worst here, we stay in the top 8. I
think so.
I don't see no one jumping us that big unless everyone behind us sweeps.
Yeah, that'd be the only way. It would have to be a full sweep behind us in order for us to drop out of the top 8.
But we're going to go through 1 through 16 right now as they stand. Number 1, Tennessee. We're just going to read the whole stat across. They are 42-10. Last week they were number 1. They stay. They went 2-1. This week they have number 24 South Carolina. That's a big one for South Carolina.
Something to prove.
If South Carolina can somehow pull a 2-1 here and some guys in front of them slip up, they could be a hosting situation. Number 2, Kentucky. They are 37-11. Last week they were number 4. They've hopped up to number 2. They went 2-1. This week they have Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's that iffy squad.
Yep.
They have the talent to win, but they haven't shown up consistently this year. Number 3 is Arkansas, 42-10. Last week we were number 5. We've moved up to 3. We went 2-1. This week we have now number 5 Texas A&M, who is 42-10. Last week they were number 3. They went 1-2 on a bit of a skid.
This is at A&M, isn't it?
This is a little bit of a skid for them. They've lost 2 series in a row. And then number 4 is Clemson. They're 37-13. Last week they were number 2. They went 1-2. They're playing Boston College. Should be an easy win for them. But last week, Wake Forest lit them up. Oregon State at 6, 39-12. Last week they were number 7. They hop up 1 spot. They went 3-0. They swept. They have number 14 Arizona. Arizona. This is like their hosting weekend. So they're going to have to bring it if they want to stay in that hosting conversation. So that's going to be a massive one. Oregon State can drop 1 or 2.
Yeah,
that's going to be a great. There's some good ones out there. North Carolina is number 7. Last week they were number 11. They went 3-0. They're 39-11.
Dang, they jumped up from 11-7
to 7 because they go 3-0. They are playing number 11 Duke.
Ooh.
So I believe that this right here is for super regional hosting rights for one of these ACC teams.
Yep.
I think if Duke wins, they should be right on that 8 seed line. If North Carolina wins. They finally get to host. Last year, we went to North Carolina to win and go to the Supers.
Yep.
Or to win and go to the. We didn't go to the World Series last year.
No.
To go to the Supers. Number 8 is Wake Forest. They were number 12 last week. They did sweet last week against Clemson.
Look at them go.
That was the best part.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
36-16. They're playing number 17 NC State, who was literally the 1 seed off of hosting. So that's going to be a great one. If NC State wins 2 out of 3 at Wake will drop out of the top 8, which is a super regional host, and NC State will hop into hosting a regional. So, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Because right now, NC State, if they stay at 17, the team that they would face, Mississippi State, at Mississippi State. Mississippi State just fell to 16. So,
yep.
You don't want to go to Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a solid park. Top 3 park in the country.
Tough place to play.
It is. Georgia on the rise.
Georgia.
Last week, number 15. This week, number 9.
Good.
38-12. They went 3-0 last week. I think it was Florida. They're
Yeah.
playing. No, they're playing Florida now.
Florida this week.
I don't know who they played last week, but South Carolina maybe. They have Florida this week. That's huge for them. If Georgia can pull off a 2 or a 3, and somebody ahead of them stumbles, Georgia will be hosting a super regional.
A whole lot of SEC super regionals.
Number 10, Florida State, who's playing Georgia Tech this week. Nothing special.
No.
They are 37-12. Last week was number 8. They went 1-2, dropped to number 10. Then you have Duke at 34-16. Last week was number 9. They went 1-2, dropped down to 11. They have North Carolina. There's that battle. Then you have Oklahoma at 12. They play Cincinnati. They went 3-0 last week. Last week they were number 18. They hopped all the way up to 12. 32-17. They should stay there, to be honest with you. ECU at 13 plays Rice. ECU was number 6 last week in the country, and they're now 13th. They went 0-3. Arizona went 2-1 last week. They're 32-18. Last week they were 17. They're up to 14. Again, they're fighting to stay in it, and they have Oregon State.
Just got to contain those bats.
It's nuts to see this. UC Irvine last week was 16. They move up to 15. They'll be a host probably. They're 38-10. They're playing Fullerton. Like UC Irvine doesn't play anybody.
Yeah,
but they're also
Cal State Fullerton's always that team that
the big thing. UC Irvine, I'm not hating on them. I don't know them, so I don't know if they're outperforming or if they're supposed to be a good squad.
I saw them play early in the year, and I mean they're a solid squad. It's those small California schools that get those 2-year guys.
Yeah, and they're going to host. So, and then you have Mississippi State holding on to that 16 spot. They're 33-18. They just went 1-2 against us. Last week was 14. They dropped down, and they have Missouri. Good draw for them, to be honest with you, to hold on to a 16 spot. Win 2, you're in. Win 3, you're guaranteed to be in.
Yep.
Let's talk about. I don't really care about the rankings per se. I mean, we can talk about them. I think they're spot on when it comes to 1 through 5.
Yep.
Let's talk about. I want to talk about the Arkansas games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Let's talk about them.
Possibly, arguably, the worst weekend for our pitching staff as a whole.
It was bad. There were a lot of walks.
A lot. We didn't give up a whole lot of hits.
No.
We gave up a lot of walks.
And then gave up hits.
And then gave up a single dink that would give up 2 or 3.
Yep.
But something that everybody's been talking about is those clutch hitting. We haven't had it. Hagen Smith gave up 3.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Can we score more than 3? Because normally when Hagen Smith comes out of the game, it's 2-0, 1-0.
Yep. For some reason, we just don't want to hit for Hagen.
I don't know why.
Have shirts made that just say "hit for Hagen."
Yes, that'd be great.
Hits for Hagen. There you go.
We come back. We're down 3. Come back and win it 7-5. Great game. Great comeback. It was a back and forth.
It was, man.
Because it was 3. Then we had 4. Then they went to 5. Then we went to 7. It was just leapfrogging.
Who was it? Was it White that hit the dinker into left field?
That was yes. Yeah. He hit one there and he hit one Sunday.
Yep. He hit a bomb on Sunday.
Yeah, so did Holt. Saturday comes around. Brady gets lit up. Brady gets lit up.
2 weekends in a row that he's got lit up.
He's throwing strikes. So I can't get too mad that people are hitting off of your pitching. I mean, it's the walks that are the concern. Like, people are going to hit. We got to answer. And we were down late, early. I'm not going to lie to you. We were down 6-0. I turned it off. I couldn't watch no more. I was so
on Saturday,
so
6-0.
Yep. We make a comeback, lose 8-5. I had to watch the highlights of that game because I was really irritated with the way they looked. Come back Sunday. Molina comes in, second inning. Walks started happening. We got in trouble early.
Yeah.
And then they hit bomb. And then they started talking their shit. And
another 6-0 deficit.
It was 6-0 again. And I'm just like, oh, no.
Not again.
Like, we've got to score. Like, who's going to be the guy? And it's like single dink here. It was Holt. Holt hits a single over here. Then Jason Jones hits a home run. And then there's a shot over here by Spraglot. Then there's like, and here we come. Here comes, it's 6-3. And you're like, okay. Then it's 6-4. Okay. Then Holt comes up. Jason Jones gets walked, steals second. Holt comes up, hits one to the fucking moon.
Oh my gosh.
Hits one to the moon. Then turns around in I think it's the 7th or the 8th, and Huddy hits another bomb.
Yeah, he does.
And we have opened it up.
Went from playing great.
He is peaking at the right time. So we go from down 6-0 to winning 9-6. I understand Arkansas fans I'm getting. Baseball is the most honest game.
Yep.
You cannot bring momentum with you sometimes. You can't bring like, oh, we're better than them. If a pitcher is on, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If bats are on, it doesn't matter who you're playing.
Well, it's like, what was it? Was it the Saturday game against A&M that their pitcher was just, or no, so it was South Carolina.
Yeah, you couldn't touch him.
You couldn't touch him. And he wasn't throwing heat. He was just throwing consistent.
I mean, we had a problem for the first 4 innings against UA Pine Bluff because the guy threw 75.
Yep.
And we didn't know how to hit 75, which is batting practice.
Yep.
So, Arkansas fans, baseball fans, what's bad is some of y'all play baseball. You know the game. You know when you step off the bus that sometimes you might not have your best, and they probably do, or vice versa. And there's nothing that you can do to stop them, or sometimes there's nothing they can do to stop you. I get our pitching was a little off this weekend, but for the first time, it was the best offensive games that we had.
Yep.
Even the loss. To make a comeback and make it interesting
with clutch hitting
has not been there all year.
Been live and die by the bombs.
Friday and Sunday, to me, were the best games we've had as a full team, and our pitching was bad. Just imagine when our pitching is good and those bats show up too, which is what we've been begging for all year. And guess when it showed up? The second to last weekend of the year, and we're in the top 5 in the country. Stop bitching and whining and nitpicking this team. This team scares me. They should. It's baseball. When have you ever looked at a full baseball team and said, this team's going to win it all, and I have no worries? We'll wait. There's no such thing as a complete baseball team, in my opinion, because Studley or not, slumps in baseball happen.
Yep.
Mistakes happen. Errors happen. Hell, the only way I think that we actually win this second or the third game their center fielder, who was a stud, robbed 2 home runs this weekend.
On Friday,
he didn't play a ball right on Sunday. They hit one in the gap. He comes running up and he long armed it. It came under his glove.
Yep.
He just misread it, and it got down off Holt, and we scored off that. We hit a home run later. White hit a home run to take the lead.
Yep.
So if he catches that ball, the ending could be completely different. Each play matters so much in baseball. I'm just sick and tired of hearing this team scares me. They should. It's baseball. We could have a regional and go 0-2 and host it. That happens. Like, I don't know what a 4 seed could be. Missouri State, A&M, Southwest could come in here and beat us, and we have to come through the losers bracket in our own regional.
Yep.
That could happen. It's baseball. That's what makes it beautiful and exciting, and that's why we watch every pitch. But it frustrates me listening to people. We're 42-10. And you're telling me this team scares you.
And I believe the only other 42-win team is the number 1 team.
Yes.
Okay.
And A&M. It's us 3. We're the only teams in the 40s. It drives me nuts. Does this team scare me? Hell yes. Do I love watching them? Hell yes. Am I grateful that we're 42-10? Yes. We snuck some good wins out there? Yes. But y'all forget, like, this team scares you. Well, if you have your best on the mound, which we have before, against the number 6 team in the country, he threw 17 strikeouts. If he has his stuff that day, we're going to win. But minus the fact that, what did we win that game? 2-1? 3-2?
3-2.
3-2, we won that game, and he had 17 strikeouts out of 18 outs. And all we talked about was the strikeouts. No one was like, dang, this scares me. And we won by 1. And as soon as he came out, they hit a 2-run bomb and took the lead.
Yep.
So I'm just, it's baseball. Enjoy the fucking ride. You'll get gray hairs from it. Drink a beer, cook a burger, eat some fried Oreos, and just watch the game. Hogs are going to win at least 1 this weekend.
At least.
And we should stay in the top
I'm calling
8.
for a full sweep.
A full-blown sweep.
Full-blown sweep.
I don't know about a full-blown, but I think we can go 2-1 on these guys just because they're on a skid. A&M, they were one of the hottest teams. I mean, they were number 1 for a hot minute. We were number 1 for a hot minute. You know who A&M just lost to back-to-back weekends? They weren't ranked, neither one of them.
Who'd they lose to?
LSU and Ole Piss. So, I don't want to hear it.
No.
Anybody, any given weekend, baseball gets funky.
Any given Sunday.
So, A&M has had a skid. And we're walking into what I would not call a lion's den, but you never know. Like, they're also, if they go 0-3, they lose super regional.
Yeah, this may sound, easy to say, but we're going in against a team that wants to beat us. Like, they want to beat us.
I'm excited. This is going to be a fun weekend of baseball for us and to see everybody else. The movement here. There's a lot of, is the word implications of, like, there's a lot of changing of this order. Yeah. That's a big word for me.
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
All
right. So real quick, this is my section that I love. NASCAR. Going to talk a little NASCAR.
A little bit of NASCAR.
Brad Keselowski breaks his, I think it's 112 races.
112 races.
He has not won.
He's not won.
Brad Keselowski wins. Has broke the curse.
He's broke the curse. Good for him, man.
What I do want to talk about.
What you want to talk about?
What pissed me off, which is weird. William Byron, calling you out. You'll never see this, and I don't give a damn.
He doesn't give a damn.
William Byron is my guy. Ryan Blaney's my guy. They're brother-in-law. Brother-in-law.
Your family.
He shoved 3 wide at Darlington. That ain't happening. You do not have 3 cars in the same lane ever at Darlington. He dives at the bottom of the track, which naturally, when you're going way too fast, you are going to slide up the track. There is a wall that Ryan Blaney is hugging, and there is Martin Truex Jr. in the middle, and there's you. You do not force a 3 wide unless it's the end of the race whenever we're trying to win the damn thing. Then it's different. This is early. No wrecks have happened. There's nowhere to go. William Byron slides up the track, hits Martin Truex, hits Ryan Blaney, takes Ryan Blaney out. The coolest thing ever. Have you ever seen Days of Thunder?
No.
The race game? Oh my gosh, Coltrick. Watch that race. Or watch that. That's going to be my we recommend to you.
Okay.
He gets wrecked. Tom Cruise does in the movie. And the guy is on the pole position, like behind the pace car, just driving. And he says, change my tires. And he's in the pits, and they're like, the race is over, Cole. Like, the car is in shambles. We can't put you back out there. And he says, change my tires. And they go, okay. And so they change his tires. And when they drop the car, he just out of the pits, full speed. And here comes that pace car, and right behind it is the guy who wrecked him. And he went right through him. And like,
did he kill him?
No, he just wrecked the shit out of him. He hit him in the back quarter panel. But
okay.
You see the guy go, and like, boom. I mean, and then they got out of the car and they thought they were about to fight, and they come and break it. It's awesome.
Okay.
Ryan Blaney, I thought, was going to do this. He goes down pit road and was about to come back out and realized he probably couldn't finish the race.
Yeah.
He swerved up the track and literally went right at William Byron. Literally the same instance, but turned at the last second. He goes, I almost accidentally hit him. He was like,
Almost
I wanted to
accidentally.
go up there and like tell him I was unhappy. I wanted him to know that. And he goes, but when I hit the apron, it kind of threw me up a little higher. But he was really pissed, and it was a stupid move because it was like you caused it to go 3 wide, and then you messed up. Like if you're gonna cause the massive incursion
He
to
said,
happen,
if I'm going to screw it up, I'm going to screw it all the way up.
yeah. But he didn't do nothing. He bumped into and put the 2 guys that were trapped, and so like you caused both of them to wreck, and you kept going straight. He finished 6th in the race. My guy finished 36th, dead last.
What did my guy finish?
That's your problem. So Ty Reddick, no, he sucked. He finished 32nd.
Better than 36, Hope.
Yeah, but your guy's an idiot too. And this is the 2nd week in a row Busher has been screwed. Busher last week lost by this much on the race. He got 2nd.
But who won?
Last week?
Yeah.
Larson.
Okay.
But this week, Brad Keselowski. But your boy Reddick here and Busher were duking it out. And the same thing.
Is that the guy you wrecked?
Yeah. No, So Busher has the lead. Reddick dives under him. And as he dives under him, again, you're going to slide if you go that quick.
Then get out of the way.
There is no getting out of the way. You're going 160.
The other guy can get out of the way. He better.
But then he checks up and loses everything.
Tough shit.
No, that's not how racing works.
You keep doing what you're doing, Ty.
So
keep
Ty
doing what you're
Reddick
doing.
wrecks both of them.
Good.
Takes them out. Brad Keselowski passes them. He eventually wins the race. Good for you, Brad. Busher then goes into the pits. I thought him and Reddick were about to throw hands. Reddick, I'll tell you what I learned about Reddick. Bitch.
Whoa.
Bitch.
Whoa.
Busher went straight up to him and shoved him and then put his hands under his titties and said, "What was that?" And he's, "Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried to back out once I went in too deep, but I couldn't do it. I'm sorry."
Yeah. Hey, that's a good man. Way to handle your
So
emotions.
Reddick.
So what you're telling me is.
So we know
who is
Reddick
it,
ain't
Busher?
about the smoke.
Is it Busher?
Busher is the.
So at least it tells me that Ty Reddick knows how to navigate his emotions and regulate them, while the other guy doesn't clearly.
Regulate
Good
them?
job, buddy.
No, Reddick
job,
knew that
Reddick.
he would get his ass whooped by Busher.
Reddick was the bigger man and walked
He wasn't
away.
no bigger man. He was he
away.
ran as fast as he could to his jacked up Chevy with probably big ass rims on him.
Stop it.
Like that's him.
Stop
He's
it.
one of them.
Stop
Them little frou-frous.
Stop it.
That's him.
Nope.
So that
Ty Reddick, you're a national treasure.
No, you're not. So top 10 in points.
I can't even tell you what the guy looks like.
Top 10 in points right now. Kyle
Yeah, he
Larson
is.
at 1, Martin Truex at 2, Denny Hamlin at 3, Chase Elliott at 4, William Byron at
We'll
5,
take a pause. Continue.
Tyler Reddick at 6,
That's right.
Ty Gibbs at 7, Ryan Blaney at 8, Bowman at 9, Ross Chastain 10. I'm not going to go any farther. I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to try to ease you guys into NASCAR. I'm going to ease you in. If I dump too much on you, I get it.
Sounds like I pick winners.
But you didn't. Neither of us
You
did.
gonna make a bet?
What is
Who finishes higher?
in the season?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Blaney all day.
You think so?
Yeah. I'll let you sit and marinate on the betting.
I'll grow my hair out for a year.
The top?
The top. It looks so bad with my little bald spot back here.
You got a little
I look like
yarmulke
Hulk
back
Hogan,
there.
yeah.
A little yarmulke.
It'd be so long, and I'd just use that. I'd be like John Cena. And just
That's
use
a
the
bit
hair.
crazy for a easy bet.
It is an easy bet on my part because I ain't gonna lose.
New segment. We recommend. Even though we don't fully watch all these in a timely manner,
We're really
they're still down there.
Yeah, but you also have recommended something that I've already seen. So
Yes. So, watched a movie this weekend.
you watched a movie this weekend.
I did.
What'd you watch?
I recommend Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
Yes. Hidden Figures is a film that came out in 2016. Stars Octavia Spencer. You know her?
I love Octavia Spencer. She's funny as
She's so good. Okay. It also has Taraji Henson. She is the star.
She is so fine.
She is the star. And then it has Janelle Monáe. Yes. And Kevin Costner. Okay. I've never seen this. It is based on a true story.
True story.
It is on Disney Plus.
So is mine.
It's on Disney Plus. It's called Hidden Figures. It is about the 60s when we were going to the moon. When we were sending the man to space into the moon.
Yep.
And I didn't know it was a true story.
Okay.
That we're very segregated. Very. And so
yeah,
black women It's almost like a double standard down there for them because
Yeah.
women still didn't have all the rights that they were still growing, and you're
African American.
still split. Everything is still split. She, Taraji
Henson.
is the genius with
Yes.
numbers. And so she, like, they're working in this, like, they're the computer before the computer.
Yeah.
So they're working all this stuff. They come down and say, like, they're having problems with sending this thing to space without it overheating. So she, it's the guy, Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
He is in it. And so they're like the scientists. So they send her in there. She's the first woman in that room that is actually
doing something,
doing
and
it
not just
other
taking
than
coffee orders.
And then she's the first Black person in this building.
Good for her.
She goes in. She's so smart. And so she's trying to do her stuff, but then, she has to go to the bathroom. They don't have a bathroom for her there, right? So she has to run all the way across this place, which is over a mile long. She goes to the bathroom again, and he's like, where the hell is she? She's gone. And he goes, I need her right now. This is important. In 2 weeks, we're taking off, and we don't have this figured out. She comes back. It's been raining. And they have the most iconic scene.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He says, where have you been? And she said, the bathroom. He said, for 45 minutes. Like, I need you here. I need you taking this serious. And she said, there are no bathrooms for me here. And he said, what are you talking about? There's no bathrooms for you here. And then she lost it. She goes, there are no bathrooms for me here. So I have to run across the entire campus back to where I came from, which is over a half a mile that way in heels. She has to wear a skirt below her knees and one string of pearls. And she said, God knows you don't pay me enough for a string of pearls. And he says, she said, excuse me for having to relieve myself a few times a day. I'm working like a dog in here, which she was. Everybody was just throwing her stuff on her desk. And then he says, I got a drink from a pot that none of y'all touch. And then he goes, and then so she has her moment and she storms out, which was amazing.
Yeah.
It will rip your heart out. And then he goes.
I feel like I just watched it. I don't even need to watch it.
No, that's just the scene.
Yeah,
like there's so much more. And then he ripped the sticker off that said colored on the stupid coffee pot. And then he tears down the colored women's restroom and he tears down the white restroom. And he has the best line, I think, in the movie. He turns and they're all come outside and he's beating the hell out of the sign and it falls off. He goes, there you go. No more white restrooms, no more colored restrooms. He says, now we can pee wherever we want, preferably next to your desk, like close to your desk. And so he's like pointing at everybody, preferably close to your desk. And he walks off and he's dragging that sign and he goes, here at NASA, we all pee the same color. And I'm like, I love that line. So the movie, phenomenal. Hidden Figures. I had no idea it was a true story. Based off a true story. I thought it was just like a beautiful movement. It was real. And then you get to see the pictures at the end of the people. Oh,
real people.
They're great. And each woman has their own little story. Obviously, she has the bigger one.
Yeah.
But the other two women have a great story in there too that I won't share.
Okay.
Hidden Figures, really good.
Nice.
Do you have a we recommend?
I do have a we recommend. It is also on.
Did you write it down?
I did write it down.
What is it?
It is The Man from Snowy River.
Never heard of it.
It is a 1990s. I want to call it a Western, but it's not.
Okay.
It is a Western-esque movie about it's honestly about horses. It's the movie that made me fall in love with horses, and I rewatched it this weekend for the first time as an adult and actually paid attention to the story instead of just oh, cool horses. And I always thought of it as a Western. But
it's not a Western.
Rewatching as an adult, I'm like, there's no gunfights. It does involve cattle and horses,
right.
but it's set in Australia.
Okay.
So it's where horse herding and cattle herding are the big things.
Is there a gist of this movie? There's a storyline?
There is a storyline,
okay.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's a young man in the mountains, which mountain men were a thing in Australia. Like you were a mountain man, you knew the mountains, and the people in the lowlands were the rich people who didn't need to come up to mountains. Well, there is a pack of wild horses run by a very famous stallion.
Got it.
His mom was a famous racehorse, and he became wild, and the wild stallion actually steals horses. He will show up, he will rile them up, and horses will lose their shit, break their chains,
and follow him
from plows and ranches, and follow him to where he has what they call a brumby.
Okay.
And so that's a big plot. That's a big plot is dealing with that guy. That horse's mob kind of kills this guy's dad. They're doing some work. This is the beginning. It's not ruining anything. Him and his father are doing some work, and they rile up the horse. The chain snaps, and this giant log just takes out this kid's dad.
Oh.
And then he's young. I want to say he's in his early 20s. But basically, all the mountain men, it's a live by a code kind of thing. It's in the 1880s.
Yeah.
So it's a long time ago. They basically say, you're not one of us. You can't live here. He's like, this is my ranch. Like, my dad, like, this is mine. He goes, you haven't earned the right to live up here.
Oh, wow.
So they say, go down to the lowlands, get a job, earn your right to be here. So it's a earn, but, and then there's a big storyline about who he goes to work for and all of that stuff while trying to earn his stripes. And it is, if you love horses, it is the most beautiful horse movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
And I'm talking like, like any movie that has horses that you see them run, ridden, those kind of things. And then so there's The Man from Snowy River, and there's also Return to Snowy River. It is a duo.
Okay. So there's a two-parter.
So don't expect any gunfights. It's got some like Hallmark-esque qualities.
Yeah.
It's just a good story.
Okay.
Like, it's just a good it's like a good heartwarming story. There's not going to be a lot of action.
What's it called again?
The Man from Snowy River.
The Man from Snowy River. I believe it's that time, sir.
It's that time, man. It's that time. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I am.
That's a statement. You're doing great.
Doing great. I'm a little pissed off, but I'm still doing great.
And tell me how you're really doing.
I am doing good.
Okay, good.
I've had a really good weekend.
Good.
We the Razorbacks, obviously, but we had a Saturday night little gathering.
Okay.
It wasn't really a gathering, to be honest with you. We have a very small apartment. We invite our neighbor over. No, not the crazy psychopaths, but the neighbor, our neighbor and her boyfriend, Destiny and Justin, came over.
I didn't know they were your neighbors.
Yeah, they're literally, we share a wall.
Oh, okay.
And then Amanda comes over almost every weekend. And then my buddy came over. I invited him. He's been, going through a lot. So I was like, man, just come if you want to come hang out.
Yeah.
He's like, what are y'all going to do? Like, y'all partying? No. We're having a nerd night.
Nerd night. Ninja Turtles?
Huh?
Ninja Turtles?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Oh, good enough.
You don't have to dress up.
Great enough. What?
You could have. Almost had a yes man moment whenever they had that. Remember that?
Yeah.
But we didn't dress up. But we had we decorated because we have stuff that's Harry Potter stuff from our store. So we decorated, bought the little lights.
We're gonna have like a shirt up here.
Yeah, I bought the lights that have a wand. You put a AAA, push each one, and it comes on. Each one comes off. Unreal.
What spell did you use to light those, Jeremy?
The only one I know. Expelliarmus.
And what's the correct spell?
Is it Lumos?
Yes.
Lumos?
There you go.
Lumos. But it was super fun. We had pizza. We had ice cream with like a Coke float with a little. It was like a butterbeer vibe. Someone brought some crumble cookie.
I've never had crumble cookie.
I'm not a big fan. It's more of a cakey cookie to me.
I'm more of a
little too much.
I'm a great American cookie guy.
And then we played games. We played Harry Potter Clue, which is my favorite game. We played marbles.
Okay.
And then Sunday was Mother's Day and my cousin's birthday, so we went over to their house, and she had her birthday, and we did a Mother's Day breakfast. But it wasn't really breakfast; it was like
brunch.
Yeah, it was breakfast food, but it started at 1:00.
Yeah.
But we had church until 11, so we just drove straight from there, and it was great.
Good.
And then yesterday, this is where I'm pissed.
Oh.
I mentioned up the Pistons. My fiance, lover, asked me to go drop her off a protein shake when I got off work. I did so. I was waiting for her to come down, and I'm listening to the radio. 105.1 The Wolf.
Okay.
Country music classics. I'm a fan. They say on the thing, like, caller number 10, you call in, you get two, 3, or I don't remember how many tickets. You get free tickets to Turnpike Troubadour.
Okay.
I enjoy their music. I'm like, I'm going to call on board.
Okay.
Guess who's caller number 10?
You were caller number 10.
Me. I hear DJ Taylor, what's up, man? You're caller number 10. I'm like, what? No way. Hear myself on the radio. And he's like, who made you, who gave you the free concert? Who's awesome? And I was like, 105.1 The Wolf, baby. And I get my tickets. They're coming, I guess, Friday. This is when they go on sale.
Yeah.
I go to look up when the concert is because I don't even know.
Uh-huh.
It is August 17th.
August 17th.
August 17th,
What's
my
August
ass is
17th?
going to be on a plane going to Nebraska to do college move-ins for a
that's your
job.
college move-ins.
Headache.
You just headbutt your microphone.
I did. I headbutted the microphone.
Nobody wins in a headbutt.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Of all days? So I
Dang.
called my mom and I said, Mom, I just won 2 tickets, 3 tickets, 4 tickets. I don't know. They haven't told me how many.
The 10th caller.
So
The 10th caller.
So I told my mother, you might want to start listening to Turnpike Troubadour. And she goes, okay, why? I said, because I just got you tickets.
For free.
Because I can't go. And it's at the amphitheater outside, which I love.
Man.
Right on the river. And they got like harmonicas. Like these guys are like the band.
Music. Yeah.
Yes. And so my mom's going to get to enjoy that. I do not. So that's the only reason I'm kind of pissed. I'm excited that my mom's going to go, but I really wanted to go. I love that. I love that style of music outside. It's just the vibes, but it was really cool to be the 10th caller. I've never won anything like that before. How are you doing, brother?
I'm great.
You just celebrated something yesterday.
I did. My 2-year wedding anniversary.
2 years.
With my bestie.
Dos.
Is
years años?
Huh? What?
Is years años?
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know if I said that correctly or not.
I have no idea.
2-year anniversary.
2-year.
You guys do anything special?
Yes and no. I mean, I took her. She got off work early, and so we had a meeting with our remodel people, and then I took her to get sushi because that's her favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I took her to get. She didn't know this until she got home, and I was like, "Hey, I'm taking you to do all this after our meeting." So I took her to get sushi. I took her to Barnes and Noble, which is her favorite store, and then I took her to a nursery to look at plants.
Did you get anything?
She didn't. I was rather shocked, but her choice. So yeah, so that's all we really did, and then we went and she went home and she made me SpaghettiOs. So
I love SpaghettiOs.
I'm not upset about it. I did nap on her twice yesterday unintentionally.
Oh,
like it was like 4 or 5 o'clock, and we were sitting on the couch, and I kind of like leaned, and she started like rubbing my head, and
he's out.
I was out for like an hour.
He's
and
done.
I was like, oh no, I need to get up, and she was like, no, like she's like, you don't have to get up. Like I took care of this, and I was like, okay, and she started rubbing my head again. I was like, 2 naps. But oh man, it was a really relaxing day.
Good.
And like work has slowed down. I'm finally able to be back on the show, and I'm also able to go to the gym, which is real nice. I'm at 210, and I'm really trying to get that. Yeah, I'd like to be in like the 195 range. Would be nice.
Yeah, I trained for Murph again yesterday. It was brutal.
Yeah,
but
other than that, man, like
you have something coming up.
Yeah.
Does your daughter doesn't watch this? Does she?
No,
okay.
She doesn't. Well, yeah.
I don't want to ruin anything if she watches this.
No, we so last year Andrea and I went to Texas Frightmare, which is a big horror movie convention. We absolutely loved it. The theme was Halloween, and so we got to hear John Carpenter talk and answer a bunch of fan questions and talk about his journey to doing all that. And we got to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff and hear him answer questions about that. So that was good. And this year's theme, which we had no intention on going, come to find out this year's theme is Scream. And so all the main cast from the original Scream will be there. And that's my daughter's favorite scary movie.
Right.
So we saw it and we're like, well, we didn't really do anything big for her birthday. I was like, so let's just do this. Like, let's just go.
Yeah.
And so we went and bought the tickets, and we actually are getting her professional photo op done with her favorite actor.
She's going to lose her mind.
She's going to lose her mind. Yeah, so Matthew Lillard will be there.
Otherwise known as Shaggy.
Always known as Shaggy, and also known as, is he Billy? No, he's not Billy. Stu. He's Stu from the original Scream.
Yeah.
He's one of the killers from the original Scream. Sorry for the spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Too soon? Sorry.
Yeah, you've had 25 years. So yeah, so we got her professional photo op with him. She's going to
she's going to go nuts. And she has no idea.
She has no idea.
She doesn't even know you're going.
She knows we're going on a trip because this isn't my regular weekend. We worked out with her mom, and I didn't even tell her mom because her mom's really bad about spoiling.
Yeah, we talked about this a while ago.
Yeah, so we didn't tell her. And
he was going to spoil it and tell her. And then
just so she knows what to pack.
I encouraged, I wouldn't. I would let her pack and then have Andrea or you pack a spare after she kind of gets her stuff. As like the
So yeah, Andrea's going to tell her what to pack tomorrow night. We're leaving Friday morning. So we get her Thursday night. And Andrea's going to call her tomorrow and tell her what to pack. And even so, it's not going to give much away because all my daughter owns is scary movie shirts. And in fact, she just bought a Scream like baseball button down that she absolutely loves.
Yeah,
So
you should just tell her to pack her favorite scary movie.
I won't mention anything about Scary Movie.
Okay.
Because then she's kids nowadays. You just don't know what they can look up.
Curious to see how Andrew's going to dance around that.
She'll be good with it.
Yeah.
And then so that's what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be. I think
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to go to all the panels. She's gonna get to hear them talk about the movie.
What if she gets to ask him a question?
She doesn't get to ask. It's not a meet and greet. It's
Oh.
just a professional photo op. But she's gonna lose her mind. But just to get like a hug and all that stuff from him, she's gonna
Lose it.
freak out.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. So I'm excited about that. Well, no, that's this weekend. So we're excited.
I would be too.
So glad we're both doing great.
That's gonna wrap up episode 15.
1-5.
Is it 15?
It is 15.
That is gonna wrap up episode 15
We've been doing this
of the
for-
We'll See You Later podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. We want to interact with you guys. Thank you guys for letting us be on this journey. Thanks for going with us. Close us out, my friend.
Yeah, man. Like you said, like, comment, subscribe, talk. Ask questions. We'll bring them down, pull them on the show, and answer them. We'll start doing some live stuff so people can ask questions live.
For sure.
And we'll just keep growing for you guys. You guys keep supporting us, and we'll keep putting out content. So thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, there's 3 things to live by that will make you a better human in this world. Number 1, never piss into the wind. Number 2, hogs by 90. And number 3, and always, never trust a fart.
Never.
And until next time, we'll see you later.